Yo guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 2023 Detroit Lions schedule. We're going to go through every single regular season game, and we're going to give off my predictions, and I also would love to hear your guys' predictions in the comments. Let me know what you guys agree and disagree with, and obviously if you guys do disagree, let's say I think the Lions are going to lose to a certain team and you guys disagree with that, feel free to let me know that you think they're going to win, but also don't attack me. I'm just giving off random predictions, that I think will happen. These will be my predictions moving forward no matter what. So even if the Lions add someone big in the offseason, these will no matter what be my predictions. So yeah, I want to hear you guys in the comments as well, so let me know. Sorry it's been a while since my last upload. I've been busy, with summer going on and stuff, but we're back now, and I can't wait to get back into it. So let's go ahead and get started. So here is that 2023 schedule for the Detroit Lions, and we're going to start off in week 1 with easily the toughest game of the season, but this is going to give the Detroit Lions a big advantage by having the Kansas City Chiefs as their first game of the season. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, what I think could happen in this game, and just, what I think is going to happen, and then also why it can really help the Lions, because starting off the season with the toughest game, I really think is going to not only get you, first glance at, what it looks like to be the best team, but it's going to get you playing against the best competition, which is going to increase the Detroit Lions play. They're gonna play harder from then on out, because when you play up against, you play against better competition, it's gonna make you better. That's a known thing in all sports. The better competition you play, the better you will play, the better you will get, the more skills that you'll acquire. So that I really think that that's gonna help them, and you kind of just see what it's like to be the best team in the NFL, because the Chiefs have been the best team in the NFL the last 4 or 5 years pretty much now. So definitely gives us an advantage there. However, I do see the Detroit Lions losing this in Arrowhead Stadium, because it's going to be a night game, first game of the season. I 100% think the Lions can win this. This is definitely a game they could win. I could see it coming, kind of like Green Bay last year, but I do think the Lions will lose week 1 to the Chiefs by 7. Now we'll take a look at week 2, the home opener. I plan on attending this game, the Seahawks. I really do like the Seahawks. I love Kenneth Walker, first of all, and I really do like the Seahawks, but after what they did to us last year and them preventing us from getting in the playoffs, it definitely made me lose a little bit of respect for them. But this is going to be a big game. I think this is probably going to be a sold out, completely packed crowd. So I cannot wait for this game, but it's going to also be revenge, because the Seahawks torched us last year. They put up 48 points in that shootout. That was also in Ford Field. So I'm super excited. I think the Lions are also going to win this game. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be, like a tie game the whole game. And I think the Lions will eke it out in the last minute or so and win by 7. I think a score of like 38-31 would probably be what I would expect. And as for the Chiefs game, probably like 31-27. No, I already said 7 points. I'll have to stick with that. 31-24 for the Lions-Chiefs game. We'll go 38-31. Detroit Lions defeating the Seattle Seahawks in week 2 on Ford Field. I think the Lions having a better defense will help them this year, and then obviously offensively, I think we're going to be able to take down the Seahawks with ease. Week 3 is against the Atlanta Falcons, and this is a game that I think the Detroit Lions should be able to dominate and win. I'm going to take them by about 10 points here. I'll go 27-17, Detroit Lions winning. The Atlanta Falcons, to me, really didn't get that much better in the draft. I think drafting Bijan, even though it did help their team, I think drafting any running back that high is just stupid. And I know you guys are going to be like, oh, the Detroit Lions did the same thing by drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is not just a running back. A, he's a hybrid. He plays both receiver and running back. And B, it's Jahmyr Gibbs, and he fits so much better on our team, because after getting rid of Swift, which people thought the Gibbs pick was horrible just because we had Swift, but I knew he was going to be gone the second we took Swift. So I never minded the pick at all. I thought it was an awesome pick. I loved Gibbs anyway. He was my favorite player in the draft. So for him to come to us at 12, I really didn't mind it at all. He's going to fit our team way better. And like I said, he's been playing so much receiver. He's probably going to start at receiver to start the year off. He's going to play a ton of receiver for us, so I don't mind at all. But I think the Atlanta Falcons should be a pretty easy win by about 10 points. Now we'll take a look at the 4th game of the season, another away game. Our second away game of the year. It's going to be against the Green Bay Packers, the in-division rival that we ended up beating at the end of the year last year to cap off that 8-2 stretch. And definitely was an interesting game for those of you who watched. Probably one of the best Detroit Lions moments that we've seen in many, many years, because that win really just kind of showed how dominant the Lions were towards the end of the year. That was a playoff atmosphere. Every single person out there picked the Packers to win that game, and the fact that the Detroit Lions walked into Lambeau Field in the middle of January and won that game, it was just unreal. I will never forget watching that game and seeing all the guys out there working hard even in the cold. and balling out and winning that game. So I really do think that the Lions could struggle in this game, but I am going to take them. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions by 3 here. I'm going to go 27-24 Lions. It's going to be a tough one in Lambeau, but being I think this is probably going to be late September, maybe early October, depending on, I can't really remember, but I'm going to take the Lions here. I think they get it done in Lambeau Field. So that last one, I'm kind of 50-50 on with the Green Bay Packers. I do think that's a game that we could lose, but I just don't trust Jordan Love enough, but we'll see how the Lions do. But our next game is going to be against the Carolina Panthers, a game that I think the Lions should win with ease. I mean, I know what happened last year when the Panthers pummeled the Detroit Lions in Carolina. This is going to be a home game. This is going to be against a rookie quarterback in Bryce Young that has yet to prove himself in the NFL. I trust the Detroit Lions offense and defense so much more than I did last year. I think the offense is just as good, if not even better than what it was last year. I mean, all we lost was really DJ Chark at the receiver spot. And, if Jameson Williams was healthy, this game would probably be even better for the Detroit Lions. But I am going to take the Lions by about 10 here. I'm going to go 27-17 Detroit Lions. I think this is going to be a pretty easy win. I don't see the Panthers really giving us any tough times or anything. So I think the Lions are going to take this one with ease. I think our offense is going to overpower their defense, and defensively I think we're going to make some big-time stops at home. Now for one of our easiest games of the year as well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is going to be in Tampa. It's going to be nice and warm. I'm not worried about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at all. Again, you can look at the quarterback position, nothing there. Look at the running back spot, nothing there. Wide receivers, Mike Evans, if he stays healthy, we can easily, just put Cam Sutton on him. We'll be just fine. Defensively, they lost a lot of talent there, and they didn't really get that much better in the draft. I'm not worried about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is going to be another one of those big-time blowout wins. I think we win this by 17. I'm going to go 30-13 Detroit Lions in Tampa Bay. I think this is going to be just a nice game to kind of keep us going, depending. So the two games I'm kind of 50-50 on are the Seahawks and Packers, so I think we could end up losing one of those, but at the same time, I think we're better than both those teams, so I do have us winning both of them. That's why I have us beating both of them in this video. So those are the two games I'm kind of 50-50 on, but I do have us beating both those. I think we're better. So if that all goes well, we would actually end up being 5-1 at this moment. I think we'd all be pretty happy with 5-1, but then we have to walk into Baltimore and play the Baltimore Ravens. And this is probably going to be a top 3 toughest game of the year in Baltimore against a team, Lamar Jackson getting re-signed. I think he's the highest paid quarterback out there now between him and Jalen Hurts. And obviously, I think Mahomes is up there as well. So definitely, this is going to be a hard game. It is. It's probably not a game I don't think we're going to win. I think this is going to be our second loss of the year. And that's okay. This is a game that I'm okay with losing in Baltimore. It's it's not going to do anything to us. It's just it's a game that it's going to be hard to win. It's just like playing Miami, like what we're watching right here. It's just they're tough games to win. It's going to be a high flying offense, and the Ravens defense isn't bad either. I just think against a running quarterback like Lamar that can throw the deep ball as well. He's got weapons out there now. I think it's going to be hard to take them down. I'm going to take the Ravens by about 7. I'll go 26-19. The Baltimore Ravens, kind of trying to switch up the score and do something not as common like a 27-20. So I'm going to take the Ravens by 7. So yeah, next up we have the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a game, it's kind of interesting because I don't really know how the Ravens are going to be this year. They have Jimmy G at quarterback. I don't really feel threatened by him at all. But at the same time, you can't just, put Jimmy G out of the conversation. This is going to be a good team regardless. I think they're going to put up a good fight against us. However, I think the Lions are going to take care of business here. I think that we're going to walk in, it's going to be at home actually, and I think it's going to be I think this is also a Monday night game, so I think we're going to thrive in primetime. I'll take the Lions by about 8 points here. I'll go 31-23. I think we're going to be able to handle their offense, and then, us offensively, I think we're going to be able to run through their defense. They don't have anyone defensively that's going to stop our offense. I think we'll be able to put up 30 points easily. Defensively, not that worried either. I think we win this game by 8. The only guy we got to worry about is really Devontae Adams. So, Darren Waller's gone. Derek Carr, I think going to Jimmy G is, you didn't upgrade or, decrease either, or downgrade, I should say, but we'll see. But yeah, anyway, week 9, we have the bye week, and then going into week 10, the Los Angeles Chargers. And this is going to be another one of those games in LA. I just see us struggling a lot here. This is going to be a really even matchup. I'm kind of excited to see it. Both really good offenses and defenses going up against each other. I think that home field advantage for the Chargers is probably going to give them a bigger advantage. So I'm going to take the Chargers in this, which would put the Detroit Lions at 6-3, which is still great. That's exactly where I think we should be at. So I'm going to take the Chargers by probably about 5 points. I'll go probably 31-26 Chargers. This is going to be a tough game. I see us struggling in, but I still think we're going to put up a fight and could even win. But it's going to be a great game. We'll see what happens. Back at home for Week 11 against the Chicago Bears. And here is another kind of a blowout type of game. Last year we beat them by 31 points. I think it was like New Year's Eve or something like that when we played them, and we just blew them out. We won 41-10. It was just like the easiest win that the Lions have probably had like ever in like many years. So definitely a fun game to watch. We got to see a lot of action. Jameson Williams actually got to play. We saw that big run by him. That was fun to watch. I'm going to take the Lions by 21 here. Yeah, this is going to be an easy game. See us winning probably about 38-17, another kind of one of those big blowout kind of wins. So I'll go 38-17 Detroit Lions against Chicago Bears. I don't believe in the Bears hype whatsoever. They're 7-10 as a ceiling, probably 5-12 as a floor. I see them being somewhere in there. I think we'll beat them with ease. Game 2 against Green Bay, back in Detroit. Another easy game. I think that we should be able to take care of business against them. I don't think it's going to be as big of a blowout as the Bears game. I'll probably take the Lions by about 15 here. I'll go about 31-16, I think. And again, I think the Lions are going to be putting up close to 30 points per game, maybe around the 26-27 range. I think that the Lions are going to be scoring a lot of 35, 34 points, and then they'll have the occasional 20-24 here and there, tough outdoor game in the rain or something like that. You can always, score 10-17. So I think the Lions are going to, indoor, anytime at home, we're putting up 30 plus. That's what I believe. So I'll go 31-16 Lions here. 2-0 against Green Bay once again. Can't even remember the last time the Lions have gone 2-0 against Green Bay back-to-back years. I think we take care of Green Bay with ease at home. So we'll see what happens there. Heading into Week 13, the Lions are 8-3, and then here comes the fourth loss, the New Orleans Saints. They got Derek Carr at quarterback. That's a big upgrade for them. They were solid last year. Defensively, they've got some guys that can play. Offensively, continuing to get better. Still have Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. If he's able to somehow stay healthy this year, this far into the season, I think the Lions are going to struggle a lot. I think this is an away game as well, so I think the Saints will take care of us. I think this is going to be just kind of, I think this is just going to be one of those games the Lions just don't play good. They don't show up. It's going to be one of those games where we're just like, what the hell happened? I'm going to go Saints 31-20, 11-point game. I know some people might not agree with me at all. Some people are going to be like, oh, Lions are going to win by like 20. And guess what? I kind of do agree with you. I think the Lions could easily win this game. I think going 9-2, or what was it? 9-2 or whatever. I think that's just really unrealistic. And I think that being 8-4 makes a lot more sense to me. So I'm going to go Saints here by 11. And we'll see. I still think the Lions can win that easily. I do think that, but we'll see what happens. Going down the list, now we have the Chicago Bears once again in Chicago. Definitely still not worried about them. I don't think the Bears are any threat to us. But I do think it's going to be a little closer than what it was at home, kind of like last year when they beat them by 1 point. And kind of a scary game that was. I mean, if we would have lost that, I guess it wouldn't have mattered either way. But still, I mean, a great win. That was a fun game to watch. Nerve-wracking, but yeah. So I think the Lions probably win by about 10 here. I'm trying to maybe switch it up a little bit. In Chicago, it's going to be a little cold out. 27-17 Detroit Lions. I think that we're going to take care of the Bears by 10 points. And once again, I mean, at this point, we'll be 4-0 in the division. Not really even caring about the Minnesota Vikings because they're not going to be good either. I think Packers are going to be like a 5-12 team this year. Like, I just don't see the Packers really being good at all. I still think that they can win some good games, especially at home. You know how they play in Lambeau Field. We'll see how they do, but I think the Lions are going to take care of the Chicago Bears in Week 14 and move up to, what is it? I don't even know now. I'll look in a second. Sorry, 9-4 is what the Detroit Lions record is up to this point, going into Week 15 against the Denver Broncos. Sorry, I kind of lost track for a second. But anyway, Denver at home, a game I could see us losing for sure, but no, I think that we're going to bounce back. I guess not really bounce back because we just beat the Bears again, but I think we're going to beat the Denver Broncos. I think Russell Wilson's going to improve a lot this year. I think he's going to end up winning Most Improved Player this year. I think firing Nathaniel Hackett is going to give them such a big advantage. I think Broncos probably end up making the playoffs as a 10-7 team. I think they're going to be good. This is going to be a tough game for us, but being at home, I don't see us taking an L at home. So I'm going to go Lions 28-14 here. Kind of a basic score, but you know what? It happens. So I'll go 28-14. I think Lions take care of business pretty easily. I don't think the Broncos are going to – I just think us being at home, I don't think the Broncos' defense is good enough to stop our offense, and I don't think their offense is anything close to being able to take over our defense. I think we win this game pretty easily. But again, I do think the Lions could also lose that game, so you never know. But I think they'll win it. We'll see what happens, but they could lose. Who knows? Anyway, our first game against the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be in Minnesota. A game I could definitely see us winning, but I'm going to take the Lions losing this game by 4 points. I'm going to go 38-34 Minnesota. I just think what happens is that we just cannot stop them defensively. I think that Justin Jefferson's going to go for 200 again. I think that this is one of the games the defense kind of just takes off. You know, they don't show up, and it happens. It's going to happen 2 or 3 times this season. Same thing goes for the offense. Happened last year. It's going to happen this year. And I just think our secondary is going to get exposed, and you know, that happens against good teams with decent quarterbacks and good receivers. And I just think that's just what's going to happen. No big deal. It's going to be a loss. We're going to be upset about it, but those kind of losses are going to happen every year. And not a game we want to lose, especially at this part of the year. But I don't think the Minnesota Vikings are going to be threatening the division. I think at this point they'll probably be 7 wins. You know, probably, yeah, I'd say about 7 wins heading in towards the end of the year. I think we'll lose this game, though, in a really high-scoring game. We'll see. For our final away game of the year, back in Dallas. And here is, once again, another loss to the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think the Lions are going to be able to take care of business in Dallas. It's going to be a tough atmosphere to win in, especially at this point of the year. Cowboys are always kind of, you know, coming on towards the end of the year for some reason, but then they choke in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter anyway. I think we would play them in the playoffs, even if it was in Dallas. I think we'd probably win, but this just kind of seems like a game that we'll lose. I'm going to go Dallas by 10. I'll go 27-17 Dallas Cowboys, and I just think that more than likely all that happens is they stop us defensively. That's all I see happening. I just think that our offense struggles just like they did last year. And it happens. Our offense won't show up this game, and you know, yeah, like I said, that happens. It happens to every team, whether our offense or defense won't show up. And I think Dallas offensively will, you know, be able to put up some points on us. I think Dak has a decent game, but yeah, and it's not like our defense doesn't show up. I just think our offense is going to struggle, and that's what's going to lead to the downfall of that game. But I think we'll keep it close, and I do think we can definitely win. I think we can win every single one of these games. And for the final game of the year, the Minnesota Vikings at home. This is where we get revenge, and we laugh at the Vikings' faces as they finish the season 7-10, 8-9, whatever the case may be, because they aren't going to have a winning record. If they do have 9 wins, good for them. I think nine wins is their ceiling, probably 7 is their floor, so somewhere in between there. And as you can see, Jameson Williams catching his first touchdown pass. Who's it against? The Minnesota Vikings. He's going to do that 3 times. We're going to torch this defense. We're going to win this game 38-17. You know what? No, I'll go 38-21. I think 17-point game is what it will be. I think that to end the year, we're going to come off. You know, Dan Campbell's going to have them fired up, and we're just going to destroy the Minnesota Vikings, end their season right then and there, and head into the playoffs with our first NFC North title ever, or is it our second ever? I can't remember if the NFC North was a thing back when we won our division back in like the 90s, but I think that's the game right there. I think the Lions win by 17 and end the year 11-6. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to know my playoff predictions, I think the Lions are going to win their first playoff game at home, and then I think they fall in the divisional round probably to the 49ers or the Eagles, and I think the next year is the year we make it to the conference championship, and the next year is the year we win the Super Bowl. So I think and make it to the Super Bowl and then win the Super Bowl. But yeah, that's my predictions for now. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, be nice. These are just my predictions. I do think the Lions can win every single game in their schedule. I do believe that firmly. I just think that there's going to be games we don't show up. It's going to happen. It happens to every team. I want to know what you guys think as well. What games do you guys think the Lions are going to win, lose? I want to hear your guys' predictions. And sorry I haven't been uploading too much lately. I've been busy with the summer, working and friends and all that. So I'll try and upload more. I got, the Detroit Pistons draft video coming up soon, as well as a Michigan State football preview video. And then I'll keep doing, more Detroit Lions, Michigan State, and Pistons videos as well. So don't worry. But yeah, just thank you guys so much for watching. Leave those predictions down in the comments. Make sure to be nice. like, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.